All right, today is day 5. This was our hotel last night in front of this
The red
little
shutters.
church, and just beautiful scenery all around us. We are in Arbon, and we're going to try and make it to Rhine Falls, which is about 50 miles away. 50?
50?
Maybe it was 45, somewhere. Depending on how lost we get.
50 would be our max we've gone in one day. So we're going to break a record
But we
today.
have an early start. What time is it?
10:23.
All right,
It's bus station.
all right.
If I can get him to not stop it for police police, we might be able to get there.
Part of the trip.
I totally stopped for police.
All right, we're going to hop on our bikes.
All right, Asta.
Such a nice way to start a morning. We don't have to think about coming back or making plans. We're just gonna ride. Some sort of sea monster in the ocean this morning. From the trail, we saw more of these old bunkers, which is really cool. We pulled into the town of Konstanz for some lunch and some dessert. There was a huge festival going on. It was a little crowded to bring our bikes through. It was a cool town to check out, but there was this guy lifting manhole covers and pulling wallets out. It just felt a little sketchy for us, so we decided to get back on the trail. While we were riding, we saw a sign for this town called Stein am Rhein, and we just passed it because it looked like it was a long way downhill and we didn't want to have to bike back up. There was also a sign for the Grand Tour picture frames, and we're like, oh, all right, we don't want to miss that. So we went down the hill and just saw the most amazing view. We crossed a bridge, and this town was the highlight of our trip. We decided this is where we're going to stay tonight, and we stayed at Hotel Schwanen, which was Napoleon's headquarters during the war. The hotel had garage parking for our bikes, so we were able to lock them up, and this is a picture of our room. We checked in early, so we had the entire evening to walk around and explore Stein am Rhein. And that building right there is our hotel that apparently was Napoleon Bonaparte's headquarters where he stayed. He stayed in room number 1 and we are in room number 3. How cool is that? This town's also kind of off the beaten path, so things were much cheaper. Our hotel was 109 Swiss francs. If we were in Zurich or Lucerne, it'd be double or triple that amount. I think this is better than Colmar. Just looking around at the dates on the buildings in this little courtyard, and they were from the late 1600s. The paintings on the facades of the building are painted like a comic book, and they're designed to tell a story, so it's kind of fun to kind of interpret and dissect what they're trying to say. We're both just in awe of all the artwork. It looks like it's hundreds of years old, and it's still in pristine condition. This seems like the town that would have an amazing Christmas market.
This one, the crane's like stabbing itself. Like hurts babies? I don't know if that's the story, but he's like, shoot.
Just on the right is River Bike. It's an awesome bike store, and they have these really cool jerseys there. That was one of the souvenirs that I took home. The guys that work there are super cool and friendly. They told us the hip new place to have dinner. Pretty much everything we looked at in the store was made in Switzerland or Germany. Jen bought a Swiss bike stand and some German gloves. If you're doing a bike tour through this area, definitely stop by. It was just on a whim that we decided to come here, and I'm so glad we did. This is definitely one of the highlights of the trip for us. And this is just one of the payoffs by not having any accommodations pre-booked. We could just decide to spend the night here if we wanted. And that's exactly what we did. This building is 625 years old. I love how the shop signs convey what they sell. You don't need to be able to read the language. If you're on the EuroVelo15 or just doing a bike tour in general and you're passing through this area, I would definitely recommend staying here. It's the perfect sized town that you can explore in an afternoon, and the dinner we had here was amazing. I'll show you pictures of that shortly. There's a lot of storytelling going on in this town. This is where we had dinner, called EuroVelo15, and it's a Mediterranean restaurant right on the waterfront. It was just relaxing, watching the sunset. Their menu is mainly small dishes like tapas. This is an apricot tomato salad with hazelnuts, chicken and date shish kebabs, latkes with yogurt and pomegranate. Just an amazing dinner. And homemade ice cream for dessert. And that pretty much wraps up day 5.